47th wedding anniversary. And she is a real patron of the arts, somebody who's so passionate about music. She's an actor, just really vibrant person who's really taking the most out of life. And so the interview was to talk to her about how we worked together to write this piece of music for her husband's Christmas present and 47th anniversary gift. But it also evolved into a talk about the arts and how impactful and how much it can change our lives and her role as a patron in the arts. So I thought I'd share that with you today, and hopefully it moves you. I'd love to hear your comments below. Hope you're having a great day. Enjoy my interview with Rebecca Gilmore, a Friends Attached member. And by the way, if you're wondering what Friends Attached is, that's a special private Facebook group for those that are really passionate about the work we do and love to discuss and celebrate music and the arts. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up at here.stringsattached.org. So here's Rebecca Gilmore.
I have something that is called Musical Thursday, and I go through so many musicians trying to find the right things. And this all started when COVID started, and I wanted something to do. I wanted to be able to stay focused. I wanted my friends to be able to stay focused. So I was going through all of the musicians on YouTube and every which way that you could find. And I found the most beautiful sound in Will Taylor and Strings Attached. And then it became real to me when I saw Karen Mall and her beautiful, beautiful voice. And I think she was singing something Irish because that means so much to me. And I thought, well, I'll share that with the world. I'll share that with my friends. And so I did. And so every week I would find something from Will and from Karen, and I would put it on my Musical Thursday. And then I came across a piece on YouTube where he was saying how much he liked writing music and that he could make music, a vignette, out of a few numbers, just a few numbers. And he showed how to do that, and it was the most beautiful scene because he put something behind it. And when I saw that, I immediately thought, that's the perfect gift. That is the perfect gift. And that was for my husband, who I've been married to for 47 years. We have 11 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchildren and 4 live children. And I thought that is something he would appreciate. He is so into music and he loves classical music. And so when I contacted Will, I thought of the things that, the numbers that meant something to us, and it was his birthday, and it was my birthday. And then I thought, no, there's more. So we had our anniversary, and then our second anniversary, and then our third anniversary, which seems kind of goofy to some people, but to us it meant something. And so I gave those to him also. And then when he sent me back this most beautiful vignette, it was exquisite. The music was beyond what I believed it could be. The magic he put behind it, the beautiful snow, the spires, the mountains, that was all that I needed. And I'm so anxious to give it to my husband. And I know it's been hard trying to keep it from him because I want to show it to him. But it is the most beautiful thing that I could ever buy, and it won't go away because everyone in our family will be able to look at it and see the love and the kindness that I have for my husband. And I am so thankful.
That's great.
Anything more?
That's so good. I couldn't have asked for a better testimonial. That's wonderful. Was there like just say that's really good. So anything about the process, like when when I called you, when we were texting and I was getting some
Yeah.
details from you, would be great. So like Will was in touch with me and we went back and forth, and so you made it personal. That, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
I can do that.
do that.
Okay. When I contacted Will, I just had the numbers, and the numbers were good. And then he wanted more. And so then I gave him the extra numbers, and then Will wanted more. And he said, "What kind of things do you like? What kind of flowers? What kind of scenery? What kind of music do you like? Do you like tango?" Well, we dance, but not a tango. But when he put up 2, he said, "Okay, I believe it's pronounced Ortak and Stravinsky." And Stravinsky hit it. It was perfect. And then he said, "What kind of scenery? Do you like flowers? And I immediately said, "Well, sunflowers, but snow, church spires, just glorious snow and mountains." And then at the end of his masterpiece, he put 2 people walking in a snowy wood, going up some stairs. And that was the absolute perfect ending, with the spires coming up. And then he even added an India spires, I believe that was. And it was gorgeous.
That's great. Nice. And is there any memory that if you look at that video and hear the music, does it bring up any memory from which you had with your husband that it might be attached to that?
Yes. When we lived in LA, the mountains were outside of our back door window. We lived right in LA. And so from the front door, you could see LA. And from our back door was Mount Baldy. And when the snow came on the caps on Mount Baldy, we knew it was fun. We would get to go and slide, and we'd be able to have snowball fights with our boys. And then I remembered the church, and that's what's important to us, is church and spires, and the perfect spires. They have to go all the way to heaven. And then the snow. The snow always has meant something to us. It's never been about summer. It's never been about spring. It is about fall, but winter always is the freshest of times, and it's what we look forward to every year.
And so when you hear music, you're very passionate about music's role in your life, and as it is mine, it's my livelihood. It's been my partner for so long. It's not something we can actually see or touch, and
But
yet it vibrates us. What's that?
We can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It can. There's songs that can rise you up, and there's songs that can bring you deep into a memory that you never could ever go to in your mind, but in your soul, you go there, and it touches on everything.
Right, isn't that amazing? Because it doesn't even have to have words. It could just be, right, instrumental music, a symphony. And you guys were lovers of the opera, and did you go to the symphony as well?
We did, but the opera was mostly what we went to, but yes. And my husband had a love of classical music and opera his whole life. He had vinyls of all of the operas, and he loved it. And so when we were able to get season tickets, that was our gift to ourselves. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Nice. I mean, it's really cool hearing about this lifelong um, relationship with music and love of it, and as a couple too, being able to share that over the
That
years.
that's what brings you together, I believe. You know, that bond that can't be loosened by anything. It's something you share. It's
Exactly.
something inside of you.
What do you remember about, like, we've been in this 2020 now for 9 months without any significant live performances. If you think about the being in the hall, hearing an opera, what was that experience like for the two of you that was so moving? Just the whole thing, being, like I said, in the hall, hearing the orchestra. Like, if you think about it right now, we can't go do that right now. But, what do you miss about it? What was great about going to hear an opera for you two?
Okay. Going to hear an opera, once you walked in and everybody is dressed in their finest, and going through the doors of the Chicago Lyric Opera is a treat in itself, because you've got the high ceilings and the
Mm.
marble floors.
Mm.
And then you walk into the auditorium, and we're always on the dress floor, and that is kind of one step above the bottom floor, but it's still not the high tiers, the eye drooling trying to find the characters. So we sat in the same seats every year. We
Mm-hmm.
have sat there, and the beautiful golds, the beautiful silvers, and the intricate curtains, and the shrim is always different. It's beautiful, the scrim is. And then you look up, and the ceiling is full of lights. It's full of beauty, and it's something you can't really explain, but when you look at it and you take it in, and the golds and the silvers and the reds,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that this has been around for over 100 years,
Mm.
and you're sitting in a building that people who are famous have sung at.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the music comes in, and it's the best orchestra ever, that's my Chicago yes.
Yep.
And you stand there and you applaud the conductor, who is world famous, and I love to hear him how he conducts, and I watch him, because it's so different with each opera. It's all different. And then the nuances that they put into some of the old things, and
Yep.
that you're not expecting, the sets that turn around, and you never thought, oh, that could be two sets. That's really unique. And the costumes, they don't have to be elaborate, but they're always beautiful, always.
Right. Yeah, it's such a cumulative art. You go into a hall, there's so many people that are, involved in making it be this feast for the senses. So like you said, the costumes. So there's so many people that are taking care of the costumes. I played in the Austin Lyric Opera for 27 years. So I would be down in the behind backstage, and hanging out with the costume folks and everybody that's making it, putting it on. It's this huge crew, and it's like there's so the light design. That's a whole thing,
Oh, yes, it
just
is.
everything. Orchestra, light design, costume, stage, and then you described going into the building. It's like all that art, just so many people involved to make it happen.
And let me mention one person.
Mm-hmm.
The man who takes us up in the elevator speaks so many languages, and whatever language the opera is going to be in, he will tell it what his name is in that language, and then he'll tell you something about, I don't understand it, but it's like you're going into this vision, and you're becoming a part of something that is grander than yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. And then you're just Yeah, what a beautiful way of describing that. Yeah, it's what the best that humans can be, you know, and what they, right?
It
They
is,
offer up. It's the best we can be
absolutely.
in one way. I mean, in terms of the arts, it could be the sciences, it could be medicine, or or architecture. But it's, yeah, going into an opera is so amazing. I want to ask you. You signed on to be a patron, which is wonderful. And have you done that before? And what value did you see in that? Why did you decide to sign on as a patron for us?
I actually had not done it before,
First
but
time.
because
Okay.
I communicated through your music and I wanted to see that go on. And I
Right.
know so many artists, especially in the past 9 months, who have lost everything.
Yep.
I'm working with a man right now and doing a kind of a show, but it's how do you put the pieces back together? How do you
Right.
keep something going? And the more patrons you get, the more you get to get going on what
Exactly.
you want to do, what you love to do, what you put out there perfectly
Yep.
for everyone.
Yep.
And so I thought that was something. I can't give much, but I can give what I can.
Right.
And if each person were able to do that, if everyone
A little bit.
just a little bit,
That's all. And multiply that times more people, then we can keep doing what we've been doing for 30 years and putting music out for lots of people to enjoy. Actually,
I mean,
for many
yeah,
years. Mm-hmm.
like I can share music. Who could do
Right.
that before? I
Yeah.
can share it, and it can get each one of us through this horrible, horrible time until we see the new normal, which I don't know if the old normal will ever come back, but maybe we need the lessons learned here.
Yeah.
We need the lessons learned.
To create a new normal or a new
it will be a
paradigm.
new normal,
Future.
new paradigm. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I so appreciate you, Rebecca, and I'm so glad that we found you through the miracle of Facebook and some marketing. So, yeah, like we found a true kindred spirit.
I feel like that too. I feel like I've known you forever. So
that's awesome. And so it worked, and we're looking forward to more wonderful times together, and maybe we'll even get to meet you when this is all done, because we go up that way a lot.
Please do. You're always welcome here.